And so they want to have that normal change come and then say it's man-made to then have a planetary government to save us from the crisis. Because the truth is, volcanoes blow up, glaciers suddenly form in just a few years, sea levels go up, they go down. You know, they keep talking about we have to have the Earth with a stable climate. Hey, baby, there isn't any stable climate. We're on a gigantic spaceship. A huge rock, a molten rock with little islands floating on top of lava. Oh, yeah. Orbiting a gigantic nuclear furnace, blasting out every type of radiation you can imagine. Oh, we must make it stable. It isn't stable. But that's the same witch doctor trick they learned 10,000 years ago, 7,000 years ago, 5,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago. They would tell them because the priest would mark down the dates on the calendar. Didn't matter if it was in Greece or Mesopotamia or Babylon or the Aztec kingdoms, the Mayan cultures before that. They would know when the eclipse was coming, and they'd say, you got to serve us, do what we say, or the god, the goblin god, the snake god, the titan, whoever it was different for every group, will eat the sun. And it eats the sun, they all prostrate themselves before them, and then worship them for another 30 years till another thing happens. And by then, after they'd seen 4 or 5 eclipses, and the snake god and the priest had the power to make the snake god spit it out, it was over. And they're just running a snake god op on you as usual, and of course you'll all fall directly for it and take your injections. So it's just, I mean, at a certain point, it's just ridiculous. Of course there's global warming going on, and I hope it gets a lot hotter like it did during the Hyborian maxim of 6,000 years ago at its peak that gave us the lush plantings and human population exploding. And they got all these cartoons and documentaries they run for children at the public schools, and they're showing an inconvenient truth. It's an inconvenient fraud, is what it is. And that criminal Al Gore.
And the government then promptly said, all funding is cut off. Let's just let the beast die.
What is China?
Go feel good and give some money to a group that'll set up a world tax on carbons. Let's not worry about dumping, toxic waste right in the oceans or overfishing or deforestation in the rainforest belts. Anything that actually could have evidence showing it's a big problem. Or genetic engineering. No.